Have you ever felt like you're not good enough? Like every little mistake proves you're a failure? Do you find yourself doubting your abilities, even when others praise you? If so, you're not alone. This mindset, where we feel inadequate, fear failure, and demand perfection from ourselves, affects millions of professionals worldwide. It can limit your career growth, increase anxiety, and even impact your personal life. But why does this happen? And more importantly, how can we overcome it? In today's video, we'll explore the psychology and Buddhist wisdom behind self-doubt and perfectionism, uncover its hidden dangers, and give you practical tools to build confidence and inner peace. Let's dive in. How common is this? If you've ever struggled with these feelings, know this: you are far from alone. Studies show that 70% of professionals experience imposter syndrome at some point in their careers. High achievers, perfectionists, and people in competitive work environments are especially prone to this. Many top executives, doctors, and creatives, people you might see as incredibly successful, privately admit that they constantly feel like they're not good enough. So, who tends to struggle with this the most? Self-doubt and perfectionism often show up in certain personality types. 1. The perfectionist, who feels like they must do everything flawlessly. One small mistake feels like a failure. 2. The high achiever, who pushes themselves relentlessly but never feels satisfied with their performance. 3. The overthinker, who spends too much time analyzing every decision, afraid of making the wrong move. The self-doubter, imposter syndrome, who believes their success is just luck and fears being exposed as a fraud. 5. The people pleaser, who seeks constant approval, worrying about how others perceive them. Do any of these sound familiar? If so, let's take a deeper look at why this mindset develops. Psychologists have found that this mindset comes from deep-seated beliefs formed in childhood and reinforced by society. If you grew up being praised for achievements but not effort, you may have learned that your worth depends on success. If you were criticized for mistakes, you may have developed a fear of failure. Social media and workplace competition constantly make us compare ourselves to others, making us feel like we're never good enough. This creates cognitive distortions, thinking patterns that make us overestimate our failures and underestimate our strengths. From a Buddhist perspective, this suffering comes from attachment to the self and external validation. The illusion of a fixed self. We believe we must always be successful or competent, but in reality, we are always changing and growing. The nature of suffering, dukkha. Perfectionism and self-doubt arise from craving and aversion, craving approval, fearing mistakes. The middle path. True confidence comes not from proving ourselves, but from embracing imperfection and self-compassion. Buddhism teaches us to see failure as a natural part of learning, not a reflection of our worth. The dangers of this mindset. If left unchecked, self-doubt and perfectionism can have serious consequences. 1. Career limitations. You might hesitate to take on leadership roles, avoid speaking up, or miss opportunities due to fear of failure. 2. Chronic stress and anxiety. Always trying to be perfect is exhausting. Over time, it leads to burnout. 3. Decision paralysis. Overanalyzing everything can make it hard to take action, slowing down your progress. 4. Lower self-worth. If you constantly feel not good enough, it affects not just your work, but your relationships and overall happiness. So, how do we break free from this cycle? Self-doubt and perfectionism are not who we truly are. They are just mental patterns that can be transformed. Today, we will explore 8 powerful strategies, combining modern psychology with timeless Buddhist wisdom to help you build confidence and let go of self-judgment. 1. Shift from perfection to progress. Instead of saying, "I must get this 100% right," try, "I will do my best and learn along the way." True growth comes from experience, not from being flawless. Buddhist wisdom. The Buddha taught in the Dhammapada, if one is energetic and mindful, if one is pure in deeds and acts with consideration, if one is restrained and lives according to Dharma, his glory will increase. Dhammapada 276. In Buddhism, virya, effort, is one of the 6 paramitas, perfections. Instead of aiming for perfection, we focus on continuous improvement. Everything is subject to impermanence, Anicca, including our skills and achievements. Growth is the real goal. 2. Reframe mistakes as learning opportunities. Research shows that our brain learns more from failure than from success. Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "This experience is teaching me something valuable." Buddhist wisdom. The Buddha taught, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Dhammapada, verse 277. Failure is not a punishment. It is simply the natural result of cause and effect, karma. Don't cling to the past. Learn from it and move forward with wisdom. 3. Practice self-compassion. If a friend made a mistake, you wouldn't call them a failure. So why do it to yourself? Studies show that self-compassion reduces anxiety and increases resilience. Buddhist wisdom. The Metta Sutta teaches us, just as a mother would protect her only child with her life, so one should cultivate boundless love toward all beings, including oneself. Loving kindness meditation, Metta Bhavana, helps us extend compassion not just to others, but to ourselves. Try this mantra when you're feeling self-critical. May I be happy, may I be peaceful, may I accept myself as I am. Forgiving ourselves doesn't make us weak, it makes us stronger. 4. Detach from external validation. Your worth is not defined by praise, promotions, or performance reviews. True confidence comes from within, not from others' opinions. Buddhist wisdom. The Buddha taught about non-attachment, upadana. Attachment leads to suffering. Freedom from attachment brings peace. The Mahaparinibbana Sutta states, "Rely on yourself. Do not rely on external validation." When we stop seeking approval, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and focus on doing our best. 5. Observe your inner critic without believing it. The voice in your head that says you're not good enough is just a thought, not reality. The key is to observe these thoughts without identifying with them. Buddhist wisdom. The Shurangama Sutra teaches, all thoughts arise and pass away like clouds in the sky. They are not the self. The moment you recognize a negative thought, you are no longer controlled by it. The 6th Patriarch Sutra. When self-doubt appears, acknowledge it. Here is a thought of self-criticism, but it's just a thought. I don't have to believe it. 6. Practice gratitude and appreciate the journey. Studies show that daily gratitude reduces stress and increases happiness. Before bed, write down one thing you did well today, no matter how small. Buddhist wisdom. The Samyutta Nikaya states, gratitude is the highest expression of wisdom. Even challenges are blessings in disguise. Obstacles are not roadblocks. They are steps on the path to awakening. 7. Understand anatta, No self. Stop labeling yourself. I'm a failure. I'm not good enough. These labels do not define who you are. The Buddhist teaching on anatta, non-self, helps us release fixed self-identities. Buddhist wisdom. The Diamond Sutra teaches one should develop a mind that does not dwell on form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or thought. Who you are is not fixed. You are constantly evolving. 8. Use breath awareness to calm the mind. When self-doubt arises, take 3 deep breaths to center yourself. Research shows that deep breathing lowers cortisol levels and calms the nervous system. Buddhist wisdom. The Anapanasati Sutta teaches, breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I let go of worries. Try this simple practice. 1. Inhale. I am aware of this breath. 2. Exhale. I release all tension. So, if you've been struggling with self-doubt, remember this. You are not your mistakes. You are not your negative thoughts. You are constantly growing, learning, and evolving. Next time you feel like you're not good enough, pause. Breathe. Remind yourself, I am capable. I am learning. I am enough. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever struggled with self-doubt or perfectionism? How did you deal with it? Let's support each other in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on personal growth and mindfulness. Thanks for watching, and remember, progress is always better than perfection. See you in the next video.